I was told to wake you up when September ends. Good morning. The United States government has shut down, and Iran 2 Electric Boogaloo is about to happen. Imminent. Imminent. We've got some news to cover for you. So the United States government has shut down. Donald Trump just told the United States military to start using American cities like Portland, Oregon as training grounds for the rest of the invasions, like the invasion of Chicago and the invasion of New York City. He also gave them permission to shoot to kill. So if you plan on going to those protests, be careful. It may be your last day on Earth. RFK sneezed on Trump, which was kind of funny. Trump is posting AI-generated slop videos of Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries wearing sombreros and playing what is it called? What's it called when the group of Mexican singers come to you at the Mexican restaurant? They start playing. You know what I mean? I forgot what that's called, but he's posting that shit. An ICE warden, mariachi band. Thank you. An ICE warden was sexually assaulting multiple detainees, 3 of which were transgender, and he also enslaved them, which I know you're like, what do you mean he enslaved them? I mean, he enslaved them. If you don't know this, slavery is still legal in the United States of America. I'm not kidding. It's in the 13th Amendment. If you don't believe me, please look it up. Slavery was abolished in terms of chattel slavery, like enslaving a black person simply because they're black, right? But in the 13th Amendment, it says very clearly that slavery is legal if you are imprisoned, right? If you're an inmate. And that's what we're seeing is ICE is using detainees as slaves, which is hilariously legal. I can't fucking believe that's legal. It's insane. How is slavery not abolished yet? That's just, I'll show you. Hold on, let me pull this up. 13th Amendment. Here. The 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution says neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as punishment for a crime. Except, so it says the 13th Amendment bans slavery and involuntary servitude except as a punishment for a crime. So I don't know why they don't teach young kids that. Like, they say that we abolished slavery. We did not abolish slavery. We just kind of reworked it. You know, the devs had an update. But, yeah, so that's horrifying. But let's just dive into the news. Oh, and then one other thing. The Russians are delivering MiGs to Iran and other missiles, and they're preparing Iran for the Israeli attack that is coming. Israel is going to attack Iran and then claim that they did it because they had intel that says there was an imminent attack from Iran coming. Once Israel attacks Iran, the United States will then join the fight because we are the Israelis' lapdogs. We do whatever the fuck they tell us to do. Because the president of the United States has blackmail of him fucking children that has been gathered by Mossad and Jeffrey Epstein, because Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent whose job was to gather blackmail on world leaders by taking them to a honeypot operation to an island where they would, be entertained and drink and eat great food, and then at the end of the night they would have sex, and then they would either they would know that it was a child or they didn't know that it was a child, and then Jeffrey Epstein would be like, guess what? I had the whole thing on video, and now you and your nation is going to give ironclad support to Israel. So, hi, I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And if you do want to support the channel financially, because this is real independent media and I have no funding, there's a couple of ways you could do it. The first is to buy merch, like the Democratic Socialist merch. The second is to use the Ground News discount in the description. The third is to click the join button and become a member here on YouTube. The fourth is to click the thanks button and donate to the channel. And the fifth and final one is to become a member, or sorry, not a member, is to become a patron on Patreon. You're just covering up for Clinton, liberal. Hell yeah, brother, because I got my Make America Clinton Again hat, and I got my shrine to Billiam Clinton. But anyway, let's dive into the shit. What happens when the government shuts down? The federal government shut down Wednesday after lawmakers left the Capitol without passing a funding bill. Now, just so you understand, let me just explain what happened here. Donald Trump's budget bill was going to slash the health care for literally tens of millions of Americans. And Democrats refused to sign off on that, effectively shutting down the government, because the fiscal year ended last night. We are now in October 1st. There is no more funding for the government, so it is effectively a government shutdown. Now, Trump admitted in his own words, and I'm going to play the clip. He threatened. He said, "Well, if you shut down the government, I'm just going to cut their health care anyway," which is essentially, that is what the Democrats wanted. What the Democrats are doing is calling Trump's bluff. For the longest time, Trump has demanded, "Give me an inch," and then the Democrats fold because he's the president. They give him an inch, and he grabs it and he takes a mile. That's what fascists do. You give a fascist an inch, they take a mile. This time, finally, Democrats, except for 3 of them, like fucking brain-dead, bald stroke victim John Fetterman, who literally stroked his way into fucking Zionism, they all voted, "Fuck you, we're not signing this budget bill. You are not destroying the healthcare system." If you want to do that, you have to do that through the executive branch against the will of elected officials, and let the American people see how willing you are to fuck them up the ass out of pure vindication. And if you think I'm joking about this being out of pure vindication, I would like to show you this, okay? Listen to his words.
Tell you we have $17 trillion being invested. So the last...
That's not true, by the way, real quick. The $17 trillion is not true. First it was 9, then it was 12, now it's 17. But regardless, that $1 trillion, the 17 trillion, our entire economy, the United States economy, is being propped up by this artificial AI bubble. And I know that's funny because artificial is the first word in AI, but it's an AI bubble. You know, you see like these stupid fucking ads for like an AI generated app or it's social media, but everyone's AI except for you. AI right now is receiving like so much funding from the government, and then in vice versa, they're like investing in the government. That bubble's gonna pop, and the overwhelming majority of these dog shit AI companies are gonna fail. A small few of them are gonna actually succeed because maybe they could be useful, but the overwhelming majority of them are gonna fail, and the entire United States economy is going to crash and burn at a level we have never seen before. If you thought the 2008 economic crisis was bad, you have no idea what's coming. If you study history and you thought the 1929 financial crisis was bad, you have no idea what is coming. We don't make anything in the United States of America. And even the things that we do make, we ship the parts from overseas, okay? The rest of the world no longer wants to do trade with the US because our tariff rates are so fucking high anyway. But regardless, let's just listen to what Trump has to say about him literally threatening to cut the healthcare of tens of millions of Americans out of pure vindication.
Tell you we have $17 trillion being invested. So the last person that wants it shut down is us. Now, with that being said, we can do things during the shutdown that are irreversible, that are bad for them and irreversible by them, like cutting vast numbers of people out, cutting things that they like, cutting programs that they like. And you all know Russell Vought. He's become very popular recently because he can trim the budget to a level that you couldn't do any other way. So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that.
Did you see him almost stop himself because he realized he's about to say the quiet part out loud? Give me back my frames. But did you catch that? I'm going to replay it. I want you to watch him stop himself because he realized he was about to say, we could just cut the benefits for tens of millions of Americans if you shut down the government, and he stopped himself. Watch this.
So they're taking a risk by having a shutdown because of the shutdown, we can do things medically and other ways, including benefits. We can cut large numbers of people out. We don't want to do that, but we don't want fraud, waste, and abuse. And, you know, we're cutting that.
I'm a firm believer of believing somebody the first time they tell you what they're going to do. Okay. And what he just said is that he was going to use our healthcare benefits as a bargaining chip. He just said, if you shut down the government, I'm going to slash healthcare. And now the government is shut down and he is going to slash healthcare. Okay. So just so you understand, it doesn't matter if you voted for Donald Trump, he's still going to slash your healthcare. If you thought that you voting for Donald Trump was going to keep you safe, you're such a stupid inbred fucking hick. Please stop speaking forever. That would do us all a great favor. Now I want to show you RFK sneezing on Trump just to kind of cleanse your palate a little bit.
even further. But insulin was, people weren't taking it, I would imagine. They just...
The worm craves a new host.
They couldn't take it. God bless you, Bobby. I hope I didn't catch COVID just there. Don't you have Paxlovid? What is it? Paxlovid. He's got Paxlovid. Give me a Paxlovid immediately. We'll get it.
Also, I just want to point out that this guy is such a fucking snake oil salesman. I am more disgusted with him being in the government than him. Okay? This guy's a fucking political dynasty hack bullshit artist, but this guy quite literally is a snake oil salesman. Dr. Oz, dumb fuck. Anyway, you want to see some of the shit that our president is posting online? Watch this. This is the president of the United States, mind you, posting this. Please play. Please play. Please play the goddamn video, motherfucking titty-sucking two-balled bitch. Oh, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up if this video doesn't play. Here you go.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
All right, so first of all, that's racist. Second of all, what the fuck? And third of all, why would you ever think that you're going to be able to negotiate with these people when you are posting AI-generated slop videos of them saying things that they have never fucking said before? You think I'm joking? Check this out.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side.
If you didn't need me to tell you, this is AI generated. Chuck Schumer never said that. This isn't considered defamation. You think Donald Trump can lose a lawsuit? He's the president of the United States. He could literally shoot you in the fucking face and he would not face a single consequence. I need people to stop expecting laws to matter. You're talking about the government itself, and you want the government to essentially audit the government? You want the government to charge the government? There is no crime he can commit that he will be held liable for. That's not a joke. The Supreme Court already ruled that. He literally cannot be held liable for any crime he commits as president. Nothing he does can be stopped. Jesus Christ. All right, moving on to another fucking nightmare. ICE warden puts transgender detainees into forced labor program. This is just a fancy way to say fucking slavery, dude. Transgender Mexican national held in an ICE Gestapo facility told Newsweek that he endured months of physical and emotional abuse in federal custody. Let's get to the juice here. Okay. The detention center and ICE employees allegedly subjected the 4 detainees to sexual assault, forcible touching, groping, physical abuse, and denial of medical attention. The 3 transgender detainees were targeted by a warden with an ad hoc work program that picked them out to do manual labor for little, if any, compensation. Now, as we talked about earlier, this is slavery. This is also legal. In the United States of America, if you are thrown in prison, you can legally be enslaved. I want you to understand what's going on here. Geo Group, a private organization that also was the first company to max out their donations to the Trump regime, okay? Geo Group owns 90% of the ICE detention facilities. 90% of everybody who is arrested by ICE is thrown into a privately owned detention facility run by Geo Group. Geo Group wants to use these people as slave labor to continue creating more prisons. It is a never-ending cycle of slavery and abuse. Listen to this. We would work for like a bag of chips or a snack bag from the kitchen or a soda, just small things like that. Reyes, this is the warden at the facility, was explicitly targeting transgender men and masculine-presenting LGBTQ plus people. One example of such labor was pushing heavy cinder blocks or metal cabinets across a dorm, taking around 30 minutes before the detainee was instructed to push the items back where they came from. Jesus Christ. Oh, God, it's disgusting. We're not even treating these people like they're fucking human beings, bro. Let's see what Geo Group had to say. Here it is. When approached for comment by Newsweek, Geo Group, which runs the detention center as a contractor for ICE, did not clarify Reyes' employment status, but strongly refuted the claims in the complaint. Quote, Geo strongly disagrees with these baseless allegations, which are part of a long-standing, politically motivated, and radical campaign to abolish ICE and end federal immigration detention by attacking the federal government's immigration facility contractors. Geo has comprehensive policies in place for the reporting and investigation of all incidents that occur at the center, including instances of assault and/or sexual assault. These policies are governed by standards and requirements established by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which is led by Kristi Noem, an evil, hideous cunt who shot 2 puppies in the fucking brain. I really hope you do see this, Kristi Noem. You are a disgusting $5 cunt. You look like a feral ghoul from Fallout 4. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. You actually are mostly plastic. You fucking wannabe piece of shit, Eva Braun fucking Nazi cunt. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. God, I hate that cunt. I fucking hate that plastic Barbie Nazi bitch. Oh. When the detainees complained, they said they faced retaliation, including being placed in solitary confinement. With Mario beaten and handcuffed, multiple complaints were dismissed and, quote, unsubstantiated. Oh. Donald Trump is a fascist. ICE is a Gestapo Nazi organization riddled with white supremacists and Proud Boys. Kristi Noem is an evil plastic-faced cunt. Stephen Miller is a wannabe Joseph Goebbels. Pete Hegseth is a wannabe Heinrich Himmler, and Donald J. Trump is a wannabe Adolf Hitler. Okay? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Thank you for the $5 donation. All eyes on the global Samud flotilla. They've entered the red zone, live streaming on YouTube from multiple ships. I'm not going to check that out during this stream, but yeah, no, all eyes on the global Samud flotilla. I'll tell you my opinion. They're probably not going to make it. They're probably going to be arrested, all of them. They're going to be boarded and arrested by the Israelis. I really do highly doubt that the Israelis allow them to put an ounce of food into the mouths of the Gazans. All right, moving on to some global news. Russian MiG-29 fighter jets have touched down in Iran, giving the country's aging air force a short-term boost amid escalating Middle East tensions. So the Russians are arming up Iran with MiGs and with missiles, and they're preparing for this Israeli and American involvement that's coming up. All right, why it matters. The MiG-29 deliveries arrive in the wake of the recent 12-day conflict with Israel, which exposed weaknesses in Iran's aging air force. Russian MiG-29 fighter jets have arrived in Iran and are stationed in Shiraz, while Sukhoi Su-35 jets are also on the way. He added that China's HQ-9 air defense system and Russia's S-400 system were being supplied to Iran in significant numbers. Things are about to pick up. What about Italy and their involvement? Italy already turned their warship around. They're no longer guarding the flotilla. Following recent clashes with Israel, Zoravand emphasized that the MiG-29 jets are part of a broader effort to rapidly strengthen Iran's air capabilities. The aircraft serve as an interim measure until the Su-35s arrive, though Moscow has not yet officially confirmed any shipments. All right. To compensate, Iran has bolstered its indigenous air defenses by developing the Bavar 373 long-range surface-to-air missiles. Yeah, shit's about to pick up again. What happens next? Iran's military modernization indicates additional deliveries of advanced aircraft and air defense systems in the near term, signaling Tehran's intention to close capability gaps and enhance its aerial power. These upgrades could reshape the regional balance of power by complicating Israel's operational planning and challenging U.S. influence in the Middle East. So we responded, by the way, by sending a couple of warships into the region and I think like 200 warplanes or jets. So, yeah. War with Iran is getting ready to start. You are living through essentially 1937 to 1939. You're living through the prelude of a world war right now. And yeah, it's scary Barbary, but this is all the fault of Israel. 90% of the problems in your life can be blamed on Israel. Your parents getting divorced, that was Mossad. You stubbing your toe this morning, Mossad. You having a forever wipe, a frictionless wipe, Mossad. It's all Mossad. Anyway, thank you for tuning into the Valenti VOD. If you're here live, you stay. We got to make a thumbnail. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Please donate to the channel. Every last dollar goes a long way. This is grassroots funded. Thank you very much for 108,000 subs. I love you all. Do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers.